Hey, what's up you guys, it's Joey and welcome back to my channel. Before this video gets started, I wanted to explain where I've been very quickly. There are four main things that I wanted to touch on whenever I was talking about where I've been. Future editing Joey here. I wanted to explain where I've been because the way that I explained it in that video made absolutely no sense. First of all, I'm still in high school, I'm a senior. Now, given all of this coronavirus stuff, it has allotted me this time to make videos, and that's what I plan to do for these next couple weeks that we're off because of this virus. I kind of see it as both a blessing and a curse because obviously it sucks that the virus is around, but it's also really great because it's giving us the time that we need to get back in touch with ourselves. Anyways, on the typical day, I go to school from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and whenever I get home from school, I have a job that typically starts at 4 and ends at 9, and so I really don't have much free time in between those things, about an hour just to get ready and then leave. Once I get home from work at about 9, I have homework to do. I have a lot of AP courses and a lot of honors courses, so it's hard to do homework quickly. Needless to say, on the weekdays, I don't really have time. Now, what about the weekends? I typically spend at work, like I said, or I just don't have the ambition to film a YouTube video. What I'm addressing in this video is being in a rut, so, you know, that constant flow of activity kind of shut me down to wanting to make a YouTube video, or wanting to sit down and meditate, or wanting to sit down and pull a card. So this video is going to be about how to get out of that rut and kind of how to get back in the flow of things that you did before. Now the part you guys have all been waiting for. How to get out of a rut, how to get out of a spiritual rut, a physical, creative, mental rut. It doesn't have to be spiritual, it can be anything. And I'm going to offer a couple tips right now and kind of explain to you what I have done to get back in touch with myself. The most important thing is to have a goal of who you want to become again, or become in general. Have a starting point and an end point that you'd like to achieve. My first tip is to meditate. Obviously, meditation has been proven to expand your mind's capacity. There's actually a study that was done that proved that meditating 1 time a day improves the time between your thoughts so that you may process them and interpret them more thoroughly in between each thought. And that's just one of the many effects of meditation being great. But I've found for me, whenever I've gotten back into meditation, I've had a clearer image of who I've wanted to become and what I've wanted to do with my life. Something else that is very, very easy to do in this time that we have off is to pick up a book or finish a book that you've wanted to finish or start for the longest time. There has been about 3 or 4 times that I've started this book. I haven't been able to finish it because something else has gotten in the way, or there was just a part of a chapter that kind of distracted me and I started researching other things. And as you can see, I kind of note all through this book, you know, where I've learned things. I haven't been able to finish it because of, you know, other things that are going on. Something else that I've really, really wanted to read was this Reiki healing book. My friend Kylie lent this to me a long time ago and I haven't even started it, you know, ever. And I would love to, because I used to go to Reiki classes every Monday, and now, obviously, as I've gotten older, I don't have time to do that anymore. So this is a perfect time to cross off those things on your list of books that you want to read. Something else that my girlfriend and I have been doing has been watching a ton of movies. Not only are movies a great way to distract yourself and pass time, but they also are really good learning experiences because a lot of movies are really good and it kind of opens and broadens your horizons, because typically movies aren't horrible and they're really typically good. In fact, we just watched all the Harry Potter movies because I've always wanted to have a marathon, and that was the only time that I had time to do that. Something else that you can do is cleanse, and I don't mean like physically wash things and physically pick up garbage and throw it away. I mean spiritually, mentally, and also antibacterially. So sort of scrubbing. A great way to do this is pick up a smudge stick, or if you can't burn things, pick up some sound cleansers. I have some symbols, or pick up a smudging spray, or even just, you know, throw some salt and just cleanse your space spiritually. Once that is done, you'll feel so much better because there's no lingering negative energy. Now, obviously, because of this virus, you're going to want to scrub everything and sanitize, because that also eliminates negative energy. I'm not sure if you knew that or not. By simply rubbing your hands on things and having the intention for things to be clean, it will cleanse them of negative energy because that is your intent. So next, you could pick up some old hobbies. This is a big one for me because obviously I have no time to read tarot cards anymore or play guitar like I used to. So picking up old hobbies is a great way to pass time, because that's how you passed time before. You can get yourself back into the habit of doing those things and also educating yourself further on the education you've had from your previous times with these hobbies. Also, in these past couple weeks, I've gotten really into astrology. I've been able to sit down and journal about astrology and figure out everything that it means, but kind of been able to research more than I would have been if I would have been doing this while I was, you know, waiting to go to work or I was off a day. Which brings me to my next point, is to educate yourself. My honors language arts teacher and my drama director, she always says that it's most important to educate yourself first and foremost. Can you tell how long it's been since I've made a video? The way I described things in this part was more confusing than the first time I had to jump in and fix something. My teacher always said that educating yourself is the most important first and foremost, because lack of education or ignorance is the most fatal weapon on this earth. So this doesn't mean like come home and practice your algebra every day, but it could mean that, but that's probably what a lot of people are thinking whenever I say educate yourself. Basically, the idea is to sharpen everything that you're not sure of. So for example, for me, I wasn't super sure on all of astrology, but I wanted to learn so that way I could talk about it while being educated. Or say for example, you don't know a lot about leukemia and you want to talk about it to somebody, or you just want to know in general. The best thing to do is educate yourself. I find myself being most confused on politics, so it's super hard to understand like all the stuff that's happening at like local elections and primaries, and I don't know what that means. Educating yourself just means learning what you don't already know. And my last suggestion is to organize yourself. This could mean your thoughts, your belongings. It's really important to sit with yourself and think of the things that have been mental blocks in the past and try to blaze a path directly how to fix those blockages and kind of better your mental health. But this also could mean just to organize your shoes, or organize, for me, my herbs or my crystals, or maybe organizing your trophies or your medals. This is a great way to, again, organize your mental clarity, because whenever you feel like you're not being suffocated by the items that you own, it creates a breathable environment for you. And here we are again. The main point of this video is that in order to get out of a rut, you have to connect with the person that you want to be or once were. I know for a lot of us, going back to the person that we were is a very toxic mindset. However, if you are actively trying to get back to that position, you have to be able to connect to the values and the things that you did during that time to kind of create the same atmosphere for you to grow into. If you're a hobbyist and you like to paint and you haven't painted for years because your schedule has been too busy, now that you find yourself in a situation where you have more time, it's hard to get back into those things that you did because it feels like such an investment. The one thing I want to leave you guys with is that you are always worth the investment that you may think is too large. The thing that I have discovered in the past couple years of my life being, mindful and aware and kind of open-minded, while also being a role model on this platform and in real life to some people, is that investing something in yourself is the best investment that you can make or that money could buy. Now, buying yourself shoes isn't an investment in yourself, it's an investment in your vanity. So learning where to place your investments is more important than just not investing at all. But allowing yourself to grow with investment that you give out is the best way to get out of a rut, to get yourself to where you want to be. For example, some people may want to get back to their ideal weight. People like me want to get back into a spiritual practice, get back into a meditative practice, or get back into rollerblading. Like I said, a lot of people think that the idea that getting back to someone that you once were, or getting back into a place financially or physically or mentally or spiritually that you once were, is a toxic idea because it implies that you're no good now. To an extent, I agree, because comparison is probably one of the main roots of suffering, and I'm sure Buddha said that somewhere. However, acknowledging that you're not in a good place now, then recognizing the path that you have to take to get to where you want to be is healthy. That's goal setting. So that's all I really wanted to say for this video, was that I'm kind of back and I'm excited to be back. And if you guys have any video suggestions, please leave them down below. Also, if you want to see into my daily life of like my newfound witchiness and all that kind of stuff, go ahead and add me now. My name's on the screen. That's it for this video. I just keep rambling on. I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me this whole time without even uploading. I have lost some of you guys because you think that I'm inactive or I've died or something. I haven't. And I'm back. Anyways, my name is Joey. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay happy, hippies.